Oh my god, it did work. Woohoo! Hello guys, so, I kind of spoiled it already. Oops. Going in with the show. So basically we have some very... so basically these are kind of like the people that I have up with the main roster. I don't really have, sort of like what other people do, so I have like basically this. Basically these people that were sort of talking and stuff like that. Yeah. Alright. Alright, we could maybe do like that actually, perhaps. I kind of broke it. Oops. I broke it. I stupidly broke it. I didn't. As I brought that up and then basically just went weird. It's basically Kanna, if you don't really know, that is basically her, I guess, sort of character on this point. A lot different to basically what she is now. But basically back then she was basically kind of like a whole different person. Kind of like, if you know Tokyo Joshi Pro, I'm trying to remember her name. But basically she was one of the, I think, dragons something. And basically like holding around like a hand or something that she kept like biting and stuff and like basically scaring the opposition. And basically Connor's gimmick is basically like the original version of that, I guess. And basically I decided to bring her up because she is very, very good at wrestling. And then basically everyone else I just sort of put in there to hopefully like bring up in quality. As well, the reason why it's 56 segment rating is because we're on eye candy. Because I'm, well, a bit weird. And that's the only way to like basically make them good. Calicoli is looking very stale. Like bread? Oh wait, it's a gimmick, isn't it? Yeah. And then we have a cluster of random stuff. We basically have a 60-person basically battle royal to see how our other unimportant people are. So basically just a load of random people in this thing. We have Braden Walker, aka Chris Harris. Braden Walker, I believe, got fired around this point, I believe, or like came in for like a few shows. They're like, damn, you look like you're a lot different to what we had. And I was like, well. Oh yeah, Del Ziggler we brought in. We also have basically a lot of the different people. Basically just a load of random people that we have, like Chuck Palumbo and stuff like that. Chuck Palumbo, I believe, is still doing his thing. Yeah, Mark Henry and 59 other bums. Is pretty much how it is. It's weird, how the hell do I, like, take this off and, like, let chat be a part of that? I have no idea. Because I would kind of like this to, like, be a part of the other side and, like, get rid of this and get rid of this. Like, minimize that without that going. And not very good at, like, technology and stuff. In some ways. So basically, that sort of happened. So basically, Mark Henry won the Battle Royal. So basically, there was 3 rings with a ton of wrestlers and, well, superstars. Like what it was called back then. Wait, is it still called superstars now? Or is it now wrestlers? I'm not sure. I haven't watched WWE in a while. I think the last time that I watched it was when The Fiend was still good. Like, literally by then, I basically just did that. Now we go in with a long segment. Basically, Vince McMahon is on the Titantron in his office with papers in his hands and starts going over the draft rules. I, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, have decided to shake up the brands of Raw, SmackDown, and ECW. Oh, God, that actually... I'll just do my normal voice. On ECW, with making the general managers of each brand decide to keep 6 of their men's roster members safe from the draft, along with 2 women's draft picks for both Raw and SmackDown. Each win for the brand gives the brand 2 random draft picks used in our state-of-the-art Draftron 6000. Well, 600. So basically, if you don't know, basically that was... It's basically kind of like the draft thing that they had up until, I believe, 2011, I think. And then basically they just got rid of the thing. New Generation? What was that? When... What was that when, like, Shawn and Brett and... Was it when Lex Luger was there as sort of like the main guy and then basically just left? Just went, you know what, I'm gonna play with the big boys. And it was like, oh my god. And then came out of a mall, which didn't make any sense. After SmackDown, the general managers of each brand will then get to pick the rest of the roster in the supplement draft. So basically, 200 draft picks with a load of people determined by random draw. 13 for each brand. That's how I basically straightened it out. And allowed to trade superstars and divas as well in that time period. All draft picks will be one person with tag teams being void for the time being. Alongside that, tag team titles will be vacated if the team can't defend them on a brand. Lastly, and I was going to sort of go down with this, but basically John Cena is basically exempt from getting picked for Raw because he is the Royal Rumble winner, and basically next week on Raw, all three of the general managers will come out and basically Cena will pick the person that he faces for the, well, whatever title for the main event or for WrestleMania. Yeah, 1 hour TV is a lot better than this. Especially 3 hours. 3 hour Raw? No! Even now, Triple H should definitely get rid of 3 hours. 3 hours honestly kills the product because they literally have to put everything down to 3. Then they've also got SmackDown, then I think they've also got main event as well. Like, 3 hours is basically PPV quality, which doesn't make any sense why they like do 3 hours for that. It definitely should be just 2. Anyway, next we have Theodore Long basically going over his notes and notices the camera and quickly closes his notebook before speaking to the camera. As the SmackDown GM, I choose the following people to be drafted first to the Rising brand. Theodore Long then gets our notes. Firstly, the women's draft picks. I choose Mickie James and Melina. Because it isn't there, which is annoying. Let me just bring up this. So for SmackDown, and I kind of ruined it, but oh well. SmackDown chooses Edge, Batista, Rey Mysterio, The Undertaker, Triple H, and Bobby Lashley. Then we go into Mick Foley. He is in an office with many different portfolios of undrafted superstars. I don't know, but the camera angle, can't see what he has written down. Hello fans of ECW, I am your ECW GM, Mick Foley. On behalf of myself and Shane McMahon, I choose the following people for ECW. So he chooses CM Punk, Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, Elijah Burke, The Sandman, and Chavo Guerrero. Basically going to the next segment, where basically Eric Bischoff is in his office with two stacks of portfolios of the undrafted superstars and divas that could be going to Raw. He then takes one of the piles, put them away before leaving the rest, and double checks one before he notices the camera and puts it back on the stack. As the GM, I tried to make... Sorry, I'll try that again. As the Raw GM, I tried to make Raw the best brand in the WWE. So because of that, I have decided to pick the following superstars and divas to Raw to bring home as many draft picks as possible. And what he has picked is Randy Orton, Umaga, Jeff Hardy, Kane, Chris Jericho, and Rob Van Dam for Raw. And the women is Beth Phoenix and Maria Kanellis. Okay, and then we have basically our three-way match where Randy Orton wins after defeating the Sandman with an ozone. Huh? The hell's an ozone? What is an ozone? What? Ozone finisher. Wait, why do you still have the overdrive as a finisher? I didn't know that you called it the ozone. Or that it was the finisher in this. Huh. I might have to go into Randy Orton's moveset and just change it to RKO. Because this is 2008, he shouldn't be doing that move. That makes no sense. That sounds a bit odd. But also on WWE new spot, they got Great Hill Heat. Was that it? A new spot, they got Great Hill Heat. It doesn't say move, so I'm not sure what the hell. So Matt Hardy gets drafted to Raw. That's basically how I did it in this. Kind of went a bit badly, but oh well. There's the and then Matt Hardy gets picked. And as well, Daivari gets picked, and there's like a few boos coming from the crowd, going like, "Why the hell did you bring this guy in?" Batista is shown with a big suitcase of money. He says that he's tired of having Triple H constantly hounding him, so he's putting a large bounty for anyone who can take out Triple H permanently. And basically doing that, basically Triple H and Batista will hopefully be feuding for a while. Then we have a women's match. Ooh, Beth Phoenix and Mickie James have pretty good chemistry. Ooh. So they have a decent match where Beth Phoenix drew with Mickie James when the time expired of 10 minutes. So, basically, what happens next? Vince McMahon comes out and announces that both brands will get one draft pick each for each brand. So basically, Raw gets a women's draft pick, And SmackDown gets a women's draft pick. Layla has been drafted to Raw with a 35. I think I didn't put her on sex appeal. Oops. Oopsie. And then Ashley Massaro gets drafted to SmackDown, which obviously I'm going to change to just Ashley. Then we have the Hardys reunite in the locker room on Raw. Basically, in the Raw locker room. Basically, they will have a World Tag Team title match tonight. Then we have a sort of team up and try to win match. So basically, CM Punk and Tommy Dreamer win in a triple threat tag match. When CM Punk pinned The Undertaker with a Pepsi plunge. He definitely does not do that move anymore. He definitely doesn't. Basically, he does that. And basically, CM Punk picks up 2 draft picks for ECW. And who are they? Ooh. Sorry, this burped. Santos has gone to ECW. And he is turning face. Oh my god. And who is the second person for ECW? Oh, Shawn Michaels. Yeah, you heard that first. You heard that right. Shawn Michaels, by random wheel draft pick, I will add. Literally, I had everyone on a wheel, and he got picked for ECW. No word of a lie, that's what actually happened. So ECW has got a massive, massive star now on ECW. In none other than the Heartbreak Kid, the Showstopper, now the king of ECW, Mr. Shawn Michaels. And I'm shocked about that. I'm literally shocked. I literally watched the wheel land on Shawn for ECW. And I was literally like, what the hell? So while they don't really have a massive drug problem in this, because I basically talked to all their wrestlers, well basically all the wrestlers that have drug problems, and just basically went like, oh yeah, you, like, can you stop? Like, Jeff Hardy got, I think, taken out of one of the Raws because he literally had a massive drug problem. I mean, it's like, hey Jeff, do you want to stop doing hard drugs and painkillers? And he just goes, yeah, sure. And now I no longer have that problem. I basically like took off, I think, all of the alcohol and hard drugs. Also, there's still quite a few that says like, oh, but that's sort of my thing. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, with TEW 2020, you can. Basically, I believe under addictions or something, it like has all of that. You click on one of them, and then basically they can either say, they would say, alright, that's something that I can do, and then it says, this person will no longer do this, or I can say, I don't really have, like, I'm accustomed to this, or something like that. So, it's a bit weird. But luckily I got, like, Jeff Hardy and a load of other people to, like, stop doing hard drugs. Obviously there's still quite a few, like, Evan Bourne and that. Anyway, after that shocking thing, we have Rob Van Dam, Edge, and Chavo Guerrero in a three-way. Edge pins Chavo Guerrero with a spear. And Mr. Kennedy gets drafted to SmackDown. I will say, real quick, that originally Mr. Kennedy lost a I Quit match to William Regal to basically have Kennedy get taken off Raw entirely. It's not like how they do I Quit matches in the WWE. Like, oh yeah, if this person loses, he is off the brand. In a loser, I think it. Or was it a loser leaves Raw or was it an I Quit match? Actually, I think it was both. I took him off there, and then obviously I wanted to do a brand split thing after No Way Out anyway. So, originally, Mr. Kennedy, in the wheel, originally got put on Raw, where I was like, okay, with the sort of continuation, I don't want to put Kennedy back on Raw, because that seems redundant, so I spun it again, and it went to SmackDown. Which is quite nice. And then Finlay gets drafted back to SmackDown after winning the title off MVP. And then basically I put the United States title stays on SmackDown for now, because obviously after SmackDown, basically anyone can go anywhere again, because it's the supplemental draft. Which obviously I won't probably do. I could maybe do a live stream on the supplemental draft after SmackDown and just basically do all that type of stuff. As well, probably for the people that are currently watching, I might stop after this one, just because it took me a while to actually book this one show after literally 3 hours and 30 minutes. Obviously, just putting a load of stuff together. It's kind of bad. Anyway, we have the Hardy Boys that beat Crime Time to win the titles. I have a weird cough. A weird tickle in my throat. I don't have COVID, but it's weird. Oh wait, I did have a flu jab today, technically a vaccination thing. That might be it, but I don't think so. I don't think it's that, but anyway. So basically, Shaq Gaspard and JTG lose the tag titles that they won in a 4-way against, I believe they won it from Hard Roads. Whereas now, boom, they are done. Then, next up, we have Vince McMahon basically saying, basically adding the Big Show to Raw's team after Jeff was already in a match. And our main event is now. Firstly, we have a 3-way trios match. Which honestly, there should be like a 4-way trios match, because honestly, Dragon Gate, technically Torimon and a lot of others do stuff like that. So it's a bit annoying that there isn't like any 4-way trios matches. Anyway, we have basically a draw. Where basically everyone gets counted out. Like, literally, like where it says, like, elimination wars, blah, 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 blah. Basically, everyone gets eliminated. At the same time, because everyone's, like, brawling around. Everyone's outside the ring. Sabu fucks up a chair spot. Which, if you don't know, like, literally did, I think, like, springboard something or other, where, like, he does, I think, some type of tope, but with a chair. Like, steps up and, like, flies out of the ring. Like really what like takes everyone out, just like him doing that. Could be quite good. Then Vince McMahon announces that each brand will get one draft pick each because of the result. Similar to the women, because if it's two different things, everyone's going to be like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Which obviously is true, because a lot of the stuff in this doesn't make any sense. Especially Randy Orton doing the Overdrive in 2008. That doesn't make any sense. Wait, was Kane in the last match? Oh no, Kane was in with Umaga. Never mind. Big Show gets drafted to Raw. No one's shocked. There's boos in the crowd. Everyone's going, fuck you! You're like, literally anyone you could draft, why him? Next off, Morrison. John Morrison, the current one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, randomly gets drafted to ECW. Everyone's going, wait a minute. And then JBL gets drafted to SmackDown. Everyone's going like, ah, oh, God. Not again. And then, strangely enough, John Cena for the final segment is shown entering Vince's office. How did we lose popularity in 5 regions? That is annoying. Ooh, Io Shirai. Last time, I believe she was doing triple tails, I think it was called. Yeah, triple tails. Oh, Eugene wants to come up to the main roster. Tristratus now is in the southwest. Naoki Tanizaki is now in the southeast because I have brought him in because he was basically not with Dragon Gate, so I just went, alright mate, if you want, I can bring you into the WWE, and he just went, yeah, sure. So we got that. Then we also have a load of new people coming in, which obviously I can't really show because I don't want to spoil it. But anyway, guys, so I think can we do a early-ish stream, maybe about, I don't know, midday or something, hopefully tomorrow? Doing more of this, I think, for all of the people on Twitch. The other thing is, I need bodies. I need bodies to be on the main roster. Like, literally, for both of the people, for my developmental, I have Don Callis as the CEO, Roddy Piper as the booker. Teams obviously have these two for right now. But basically, for the roster, I have quite a lot of weird people. I've got D'Lo Brown, of all, which is kind of a bit odd. Let's do this for both Twitch and YouTube, real quick before I end on YouTube. D'Lo Brown and Eugene. Eugene has basically this. Because I have a feeling he hasn't actually aged at all. They just were like, oh yeah, you can just have the same stuff. Rosie is the NXT North American champion. Tyson Dukes just decided to bring him in because he has very good technical, for one. Well known. We have James Curtis, basically just a random jobber, but actually good skills. Jesse Dalton, if you don't know, is basically Jesse. Basically a part of something and biscuits, gravy and biscuits. Oh no, biscuits and gravy, I think that is. and the son of Terry Gordy. Then we have Justin Credible, who is the NXT Cruiserweight Champion. Then for the recognisable, we have a few. James Cassidy, well, Cassidy James, or Cassidy O'Reilly, if you don't know, was... oh, part of the Naturals. Was the original partner of Chase Stevens, but reformed the Naturals as the Hot Shots. Oh yeah, basically, Casey James, I believe, no. Wait. I swear Cassidy O'Reilly was another person in a team. I can't remember. Trace Owens just brought him in because he literally didn't work anywhere, so we're like, oh yeah, you can come in here as well. Debian Sandow, I believe, has been here for a while now, I think. Ezekiel Jackson, basically trying to... because basically the Performance Center, you can basically, like, bring up their stats, I believe, from being in the Performance Center. So basically every week or every month, their stats could go up. Ryback, obviously, technically Ryan Reeves, or... oh yeah, Skip Sheffield, I think it was called. Yeah. Tyler Rex, obviously, now in real life, is actually, I believe, now I would say technically trans would be the right way of saying it, I think. Yeah, I think so. Wait, who do you want me to play as a ring boy? Who? Then we have a ton of people. Let me go through the list. So we have ACH. We have Afro Noai Jr., aka Alpha Jr., aka... is it called Kana? No. Cafu? Oh, Owens. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that could... maybe. Is this guy called Cafu? Not sure. Andrew Everett, who is randomly 15. I believe this point in time he was a part of... he basically debuted in Shikara in, I believe, 2008 as one of the... I'm trying to remember what they're called, like goats thing, I think. Angel Ortiz, aka Ortiz. AR Fox, only 20 years old. Beastie 666, another guy that I basically found like literally with no one. So we're like, alright, you can come in as well. And oh, you don't know any of these workers? Okay. This guy is quite good. Like, his stats are very good. If you know Demus 666, is basically this guy's dad, I believe. Yeah. Damien 666 is basically his dad. Basically did like a lot of different stuff. We also have Brian Cage, very like got, I guess, sort of gym worked. Well, like he became like a very big person. Brodus Clay kind of might keep. But obviously the stats are quite bad. Byron Saxton, if you don't know, current Raw announcer. Well, Raw colour commentator, I think. Currently wrestling this. Kellen Croft basically was tag team with Trump Beretta before weirdly Killing Croft just like left or like literally out of nowhere. Cody Deer, if you don't know, current Impact star. Dagger, currently married, I think, to Tessa Blanchard in real life. Darren Young, basically, I think in 2014 or 15, he came out as gay. Dash Wilder, basically, is one off of FTR. Big purchase. Dean Ambrose. I managed to bring him in, which is quite nice. Literally, he wasn't working with anyone again. Basically, I just went, alright, you come in as well. Actually, a lot of these guys I basically just brought in because they're like very good. David Bateman, obviously now known as EC3. Eli Drake, also going to be quite a future star. Eric Perez, weirdly was with Vicky Guerrero for like 3 weeks before he left. Evan Courageous, 1/3 of 3 count. Alongside Shannon Moore and Gregory Helms. Fandango, Flameter, only 13 years old, has incredible aerial stats. Heath Slater, this guy also became known as, I believe, Deviant. I think it was either Deviant or Combat. It was definitely one of the Chiquito members in Shikara. Jack Swagger, obviously needs to change his pick. Jay Uso, Jimmy Uso. Weirdly, Jay has very good stats, Jimmy doesn't, which is weird. Then we have Jinder Mahal, Joe Henning, aka known as Michael McGillicuddy or Curtis Axel. Joey Bravo, Josh Alexander, Juice Robinson, Justin LaRouche or Bam Neely, technically a part of the La Familia. Cafu, Casey McKnight, also the other half of FTR. Keith Lee, Kevin Matthews, Kishida, Mason Ryan, Michael Tarver, Naoki Tanizaki, Primo, QT Marshall, Ray Phoenix, Rick Victor, or Victor, one half of the Ascension, Ricardo Rodriguez, Ruffy Silverstein, basically just decided to keep him. I think it was just a jobber down here. Some Adonis, Samurai del Sol, Santana, Silas Young, Simbodi, was, I believe, in Shikara after this. Tamatonga, Tabita Fafita, who is the other half of the Gorillas of Destiny. Trent Beretta, Trevor Lee, Ty Dillinger, Tyler Breeze, Vader Hansen, Wade Barrett, and Yoshitatsu. Those are all the people that we have right now, which is quite good. I believe for titles, NXT is Braden Walker, but we decided to take him. So obviously NXT doesn't have a NXT champion anymore. Cruiserweight is Justin Gabriel. North American is Rosie. Tag team is nobody. Women's is nobody. Anyway guys, thank you all for watching on YouTube. I'll see you all in the next episode of this. I will see you later. Have a great day, and goodbye. Actually, please like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you later. Have a great day, and goodbye.